Bridge. Dunsop River. You've guessed it, we're at Dunsop Bridge. The village that is the nearest to the centre of the Kingdom of Great Britain. So Dunsop Bridge is 15 miles southeast of Lancaster and in the Trough of Bowland. It's the place that people pass on the way to the Lake District. I don't know why though, because it's nice and remote and peace and quiet is guaranteed. The fells are just as dramatic. So yeah, we're going to explore and we're going to try and find the absolute centre of the Kingdom of Great Britain. So we have a good car park, which is only £2.50 for the day. This has got to be one of the most idyllic settings for a public phone box. You're going to need it because there's no reception in this valley, and I'm not sure you can necessarily read this, but here it says the 100,000th public paying box, Dunsop Bridge at the centre of Great Britain. So we've left the village of Dunsop Bridge, following this very good track, and we're heading into the fells alongside the River Dunsop to a place called Whitendale Hanging Stones. So how do we know we're going to the centre of Great Britain? Well, it's actually calculated by Ordnance Survey using the gravitational method. Probably the easiest way to explain that is if you imagine a cardboard cutout of Great Britain, and if you had to balance it on a pin, that would be the central point. But there you go, there's the science. But I'm more practical man, so I'm going to actually walk there and find it. Can you hear that? Just me and the River Dunsop. It's a lovely walk along here now, about 2 miles before we have to cut off. And I have to say, quite exceptional. If you look behind me, you can see the road that we're on, of the track. It's not open to public road. It just gives access to the remote farms in this particular area for the Duchy of Lancaster. Yeah, great roads and great opportunity to get deep into the fells without getting your feet wet. Oh, loving this. Right, onward we go. Monkey tree is certainly unusual. Wouldn't have expected that there. Very random. So we've travelled about 2.5 miles upstream alongside the River Dunsop, and we're now going to join another river which is over here, which is the River Whitendale. And in fact we're going to follow this river. So you have a bit of a choice here. You can actually go on that track a little bit further, probably a mile or so. It does go uphill across the fell that way, whereas I prefer, and in fact most people who've seen walking, actually cross the bridge here. So I'm never going to get to the centre of Great Britain because all these waterfalls, I didn't know that were here. They don't seem to be marked on the map either. Very distracting. One thing I must mention while I think on, at Dunsop Bridge and the rest of this valley that we're walking on, you can't get mobile reception. That's one of the reasons, of course, they've managed to keep the phone box in Dunsop Bridge. But yeah, you need to be confident about your skills on the fells, obviously your navigation skills. So in the distance you can just about see the farm that we're heading towards. Yep, we're getting closer to the farm now. So just so you know folks, it's another 2 miles to get to the farm. And what you should be able to see behind me is the monkey tree with actual monkeys in it. Meanwhile, we're going that way further north, following the river again. So guys, I've been on my feet for about 3 hours, so I thought I'd take a rest. One of the best places for a rest is actually these wooden plank things that go across boggy patches. They're always nice and warm when the sun's out, and obviously very dry. All the other grass around me is pretty wet, so obviously it'd be a bit messy to sit on that, although I have got my seat map. Yeah, so I'm just having a bit of a rest, and then we are carrying on north again. Walked about 5.5 miles. I think it's going to be another mile or so before we turn back on this fell here and get over to the hanging stones, the centre of the kingdom. Best start making a move. Oh. One thing I've noticed is these posts with the yellow tops, and I can even see another one just in the distance. So they are good good help, good marker post to follow. So just to say folks, as we're getting higher I can feel the breeze and the wind picking up, so inevitably I will have problems with the audio, but I will try to overcome it of course. I think it will be particularly challenging when we get to the top. And now let's keep going. More ground to gain. So we've come all the way up that valley and up this bit of steep moorland here. And I did mention the Roman road, which is called Hornby Road, and this is what we're going to be on now for about 3/4 of a mile, I believe. Hi, you alright?
Fresh, isn't it?
Sorry?
Fresh?
Yeah, oh yeah, it is fresh.
God, I put plenty of
Yeah, definitely need it today. Oops. So we've travelled along the Roman road for about 3/4 of a mile, and we've now come to this gate here, but we're taking a left or heading south just up to the top of the hill there, which is where the hanging stones are. So we've just come through this gate here. The summit you can see there is actually Footholme Crag, but we're moving over this way, following this fence line to get to the centre. I've seen better hanging stones. I don't think they understand the importance of themselves. Yeah, they're very modest, is probably the best thing to say. Right, I'm going to finish my lunch and I'll see you guys later.